Hello, everyone. Bill Adams, Coldwell Banker Realty. I'm excited to bring to you today Jeremy Benson. Jeremy is the owner of iFix'Em phone repairs. Jeremy,
Bill, how you doing, sir?
doing great. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, pleasure to be here.
What's iFix'Em phone repairs all about?
So, iFix'Em Phone Repair is a local owned and operated phone repair shop where we specialize in fixing all your mobile devices and some that aren't mobile. Phones, tablets, game consoles, Nintendo Switches, any mobile device, we're willing to work on it for you.
Fantastic. What got you into that business?
Under duress of life. That's not a lie. I was camping with my family up in the mountains, and the way that my wife tells a story is I bumped her elbow, and she threw her brand new phone. And you're married, so you understand this. As a husband, wives have the ability to give a look, and the look can communicate death unless certain things happen without any words being exchanged. And the information received to me was, fix this or I'm going to kill you. So I did. And fixed her phone, and it kind of snowballed from there. Now, prior to that, when I was a young teenager, I've been working on mobile devices since pagers and beepers. So I go back a minute.
I remember that.
Yes, right? And so this was an easy transition for me to get into phone and tablet repair.
Well, typically I ask about a memorable experience. It sounds like you probably just shared the most memorable one. Is there another one you'd like to share?
Okay, so I got to tell you the story about Mr. Toast. It's a fascinating story. As the story was told to me by my store manager at the time, we had a girl come in who brought in her phone that was burnt to a crisp, Bill. It was back when the iPhones were actually all plastic. It was an iPhone 5C. So we're going back a minute. And everything on this phone was literally burnt, except for the brains of the phone. And so we were able to fix it miraculously, replaced everything but the actual brain of the phone, and she was happy as a clam. Not a big deal. The whole part of the story that's funny was she was out in the desert, and as the story goes, she was lit before the fire was, and it ended up in the fire, and that's how it got burnt.
Whoa.
Entire story's true except one fact. 6 months later, we thought this was when I was told this story, I thought this was a woman in her younger 20s. She was in her mid to late 60s. Everything else of the story was true. This lady had a wild time with her husband and all their friends, and they were partying out in the desert, and she was in her mid 60s.
Wow.
And I still have that phone. In fact, you go to my shop right now, it's in our display case in there, and it's blue and it's burnt.
Interesting tale. I would remember that one.
Exactly. Honestly, Bill, I've been doing this for over a decade. I've got stories for days. Funny ones, crazy ones. We've got clients that have children that are all over the spectrum that have a stack of iPads they use because it's their communication device with their children. And it's not uncommon for that regular client to bring in devices that have been chewed on, iPads that have been chewed on. Not from the dogs, because we get those too, mind you, because we are a friendly environment. I have 2 dogs myself, but it's not uncommon terribly for us to get iPads that have been chewed on or phones that get chewed on. We fix those.
Yeah, I haven't seen one of those yet. All right. So what's the challenges in growing your business?
The challenge in growing the business, honestly, is finding good help. At one point, we actually had 4 stores throughout the valley. And we decided we wanted to focus on our home store here in Queen Creek, because I do live here in Queen Creek. And we closed all the others down, and I have got an amazing team that works with me at the store. Big shout out to those guys. They're awesome. And so that was probably the biggest challenge, is understanding that balance.
Yeah. All right. And what do your clients, what do they say about you? What are you hearing coming back from them?
Horrible things. No, in fact, I was just looking on my phone today. In the last 2 days, we've had 5 reviews that have all called out my store manager, Neil, specifically about how he was able to fix this, or because it was water damage, save pictures, and that was all in the last day or 2.
Wow.
They just, we focus on taking care of the customer, do everything we can to help the customer out, because you understand, Bill, no one comes to us happy, ever.
Right. Yeah.
They don't. They come to us upset because of this, that, or whatever happened,
Mm-hmm.
and we get them all taken care of, and they're ecstatic.
Yeah. And also the fear of the unknown.
This is
Is
true.
everything gone?
This
Right?
is true. This is true. The thing we tell our customers is it's like changing a light bulb on your car. Doesn't affect the engine whatsoever.
Yeah. All right. So what motivates you?
Honestly, as far as motivating me, it's all about helping people.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. This business certainly has taught me a lot in that sphere.
Mm-hmm.
I used to joke with people. We started this on my kitchen table, and then just because of growth and awesome customers, ended up moving to a storefront here in Queen Creek.
Uh-huh.
And when we were out of the house, we would have people coming in the door all the time. I could have been the biggest drug dealer in Queen Creek. I'm not kidding, Bill, because people come to my house, give me money, and leave happy. I mean, and we had questions about that from our neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
We had I think it was 4 Maricopa County Sheriff's Officer vehicles parked out in front of my house at once. 4. Day and a half later, neighbor came over. Hey, Jeremy, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. They were all getting their phones fixed.
Oh.
And I says,
I thought they were staking you up.
No, you would think, but no. And I told my neighbors, look, if there's a problem, they park crazy and their lights are on. But if they're all parked nice and neat, everything's fine.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sounds like a fun business.
It is.
Sounds like you got great motivation and enjoy helping people.
Absolutely.
So what do you do for Jeremy? What do you do for fun?
For me, honestly, I say this a lot. It's all about family.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, my 17-year-old son works for me. He works part-time. He's a senior now in high school at the Queen Creek High School. And my 15-year-old has just told me that he wants to start working at the shop. And so over the next coming months, we're going to get him trained up and working there as well.
Uh-huh.
It's all about family. It's giving my kids the opportunity to learn some skills that they wouldn't elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is an amazing vehicle for me as a parent to have to help my kids.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like you have a great balance.
Mm-hmm.
Family, yourself, your business.
Sure try.
All right. Jeremy, thanks for your time today.
Bill's pleasure, sir.
Appreciate it. Hey, everyone. I know you're going to have a need for Jeremy. So just on a side note, I wish I knew him 2 years ago when I have no idea how my phone ended up at the bottom of my swimming pool. But I'm sure Jeremy could have done a much better job than I had done for that phone that is no longer mine. Anyway, hey, if you have a need now or in the future, reach out to Jeremy at iFix'Em Phone Repairs. This is Bill Adams, Coldwell Banker Realty.